I'm so glad I have you on. You are good friends with Stephanie Tejada, who has
Yes.
been Stephanie Tejada has been on this show before and she has helped me quite a bit. I've noticed I've seen you before in her skits because I've watched and you do how you say it? What's the
I do
skit?
Angie. It's called a sociopath and a psychopath. So I'm Angie and she's Rachetta. So we call ourselves basically the female live action Beavis and Butthead.
And it's so funny. So we were talking earlier, you moved to LA in what, 2015?
Yes.
So when did you start stand up and how did you get your career in comedy and everything?
So I started stand up in 2017. I started comedy by taking an improv class. I took an improv class at UCB. And what I noticed is that I would get really like a high whenever I would make people laugh. And they always shove down your throat in improv that it's not about getting laughs, it's about building a relationship with the person on stage. And I really didn't care. I
Mhm.
only cared about getting, like, I thought, okay, if I'm getting laughs, I'm doing this right.
Right.
So I decided that I was going to try stand up because stand up was all about getting laughs, but I kind of wanted to do it the safe way. So I did take a writing class. I took a stand up writing class to kind of figure out joke structure. And one of them was kind of like a pointless class. I don't even remember what I wrote. And then the second one that I took really helped me. It helped me understand joke writing from a psychological angle.
I'm at UCB, in fact, taking writing classes now as we speak.
I had fun at UCB, but the stand-up classes I didn't take at UCB. I took a sketch writing class at UCB, which definitely was fun.
Yeah.
I remember understanding that you can be very dark in comedy as long as you're funny.
Right.
As long as it's funny and it's not rooted in hate. So I definitely had a lot of fun in that class. And kind of like I remember some of the things that I learned and just thinking about how to write dialogue. Like, don't like, do people really talk like that? Because sometimes when we write things, we try and be more proper and we're like, people don't really talk like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. That's so true. So then when did you very first like get on the stage by yourself,
So
unscripted?
it was an open mic. It must have been like 11:30 at night. And it was the first time open mic I ever did. And I remember I didn't bomb, but I didn't do good either. I did okay.
Hmm.
So it wasn't a silent room, but I wasn't, big laughs. And I don't even remember those jokes now, as weird as that sounds. They weren't who I was as an artist.
Because you're starting off, you think you're going one direction and then later on you're going to
Yeah,
another. Yeah. I
yeah.
think as artists, I think even when me doing this show, like I told you earlier, you don't know what direction you're going to go.
Yeah, you really evolve
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It takes time evolving and different experiences and it, just going through some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So how did you connect with Stephanie?
I met her through a mutual friend.
Hmm.
So we had been booked on the same show and then we were ended up doing a sketch together. She was in the same sketch as me. And then
Hmm.
we just started bonding. Like I really like Stephanie because like I feel like our work ethics are equal. It's very hard to find someone whose work ethic like you vibe with.
Right. Oh, yeah.
People in LA are very lazy. They just want to be famous and they don't understand you have to have a good work ethic to get there. I find that a lot. I just think they're lazy. A lot of them.
Yeah. No, they are late. Like the 10 years I was there, I felt very discouraged when I did live in LA because a lot of nepotism.
Oh, there's
Uh,
so much nepotism
oh,
and kissing. Oh, I'm friends with this one. Let me be friends with that one to get this. It's so much ass kissing and fake. That's why I'm very grateful for the internet because it's like you don't have to do that. You just work on your content and getting a following and making money from that and fuck everyone else. I'm not gonna
yeah.
oh, let me be friends with that one. Let
Oh, yeah.
me
No, no, no. The internet is great because you do just, it's like, it's up on you. it's worldwide. It's like outside of the whatever, like right now I'm in New York though, you know what I'm saying? But it's worldwide. Like, and then
Yeah.
with on the internet, if you can get monetized a certain way, you can go wherever you want to live or vacation or
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like screw the world. Like, you know, I just wish with social media, people appreciated when I talk more because it's like they just want to look at me and that's it. And I can't wait for the day that I can make so much money and be monetized and not have to show myself my goals. Cause like it gets, that's the part for me that this gets discouraging because when it came down to getting a podcast, it was like, okay, now it's getting the downloads. Like I
Yeah.
can get anybody to look at me, I can get anybody to watch a view, but to download a podcast is like,
Yeah. Downloading for sure.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys started doing sketches and you got into the producing game too as well with
Yeah, I mean, I produce my own stand-up shows. I've been doing it since like 6 months in of me starting stand-up because I kind of figured, okay, these open mics are annoying. They take too long,
mm-hmm.
time consuming. But if I have a show, maybe I can like trade with people and get on their show and have to do open mics less. And it definitely, I mean, I definitely did, of course, continue with open mics, but definitely helped me get booked
Mm-hmm.
because then it was like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, we help each other out. Now, is everyone like that in LA? No, like there's definitely people who I've given multiple spots to and they never
Mm.
got back. Now,
Mm-mm.
I just am petty like that because I was talking to a New York comic and he was like, "No, we help each other out." And that's how I do feel like New York comics are. Like the ones who told me they would help me
Mm-hmm.
absolutely did when I went out there.
Oh, that's good.
All their
But do you
work.
think it's because well, I know you said you're for my audience before we began. You were born in New York, but in Long Island, and you left when
Yeah,
you were 11, right? So you weren't really raised in New York, but you do have that totally New York, and you're Italian. You have
yeah,
that vibe.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's that, or you ran into some good people.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know the whole scene, but
Right.
I will say my experience with New York comics was definitely they kept their word.
That's good. That's good.
So I like that. I
Yeah,
definitely like um people like the idea of people keeping their word
me too. And not being used like,
and not being used. Yeah, because I think that LA is definitely infested. So I think that if you're a user, you can thrive better in LA than New York because I think New York will eventually they will like be like fuck off. Like you can only use so much before someone is going to tell you right exactly how they feel and you'll be finished. I think that New York tolerates that behavior less, especially if you're not talented.
yeah, no, 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 that's true. New York does have people are talented here, but there's no like real ass kiss. It's yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where when I was in LA, that's what turned me off about I like the people that are originally from LA. Like I love the Mexican
Yes,
community.
they're always cool.
They
Yes.
are just like I certainly miss the weather, of course, number one. But I miss the what's it called? Like the sports events, the Dodger games, the Laker games, the stuff like that. Like definitely a lot of Mexican food I miss. I miss all that, but I was really turned off with the entertainment business. But then when I started this podcast and I started interviewing some people, I was like, oh, they're pretty straight. Everybody's pretty straight over there.